Hello students, good morning. I am your teacher Theresa and I will be your teacher for today's lesson. Before we will start, I want to call Ayesha to lead a prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, Amen.
Guide us and our teacher as we study and create new learning experiences.
Amen. Once again, good morning students. Oh, I can see the beautiful and handsome faces in front of me. I know you are all doing great, but I want you to tap the shoulder of your seatmate and ask them how they've been doing. Okay, that's great. Before you'll sit, I want you to arrange your chairs and pick some pieces of papers. Okay, you may now take your seat. If I call your last name, I want you to say present if you are here, okay? Lim, Mabasa, Mandabon, Pacquiao, Reyes, and Salientes. Okay, before we will proceed to our next discussion, I want Josh to recall what was our topic last meeting. Yes, very good. Our topic last meeting was all about the instructional design models. Now, can you give me your insights about the instructional design models? Yes, Jan. Yes, very good. It is a systematic approach that includes taking consideration in what learners learn and understand based on the different theories of education. Now I am going to show you this picture and I want you to describe this one. Yes, Kim. Wow, very good. Now, taking this into consideration about describing this photo, can you guess what will be our topic for today? Exactly. Our topic for today is all about the technology in the constructivist learning environment. I want you to read these three objectives for our discussion for today. I want you to listen because every time I introduce a topic, I am going to give a statement and you're going to identify whether it's factual or not. And I'll be asking three of you why it is factual and why it's not factual. Okay, class? Okay, let's begin. Let us first define what is learning environment, class, okay? A learning environment refers to the various physical settings, the cultures, and contexts in which learners' learning is achieved. Here in learning environment, it is an atmosphere in which you as a students were able to learn. Now, as discussed in Bruner's constructivist theory, I know you know Bruner's, right? He's popular. In his theory, he discussed there that learners construct knowledge based on their existing knowledge and experience. Meaning, as learning is constructed and it is not transmitted. Now, learners should be actively engaged in problem solving and exploration of a more difficult situation through healthy and supported social interaction. Here in constructivist environment or learning environment, the learners should be encouraged that they will be hands-on, more on problem solving and explorations. Now, according to Hayne, there are 8 principles of constructivist learning. The first principle is the learning is an active process. Here, the learners should be engaged actively. Okay, when you hear the word actively, it means you're going to be engaged in such activities that you will be alive in order for you to construct your own knowledge. The next principle is learning involves language. The learning is supported by appropriate language. For example, I, as an English teacher, it is needed that I should teach you in an English language because I know it somehow improve your learning when it comes to this context, okay? The next is knowledge is needed in order to learn. I know you have already a prior knowledge to everything that you can observe here in our classroom or different aspects or contexts, but here the prior knowledge of the learners should be actively facilitated. What is taught should be connected about what they have learned. The fourth one is people learn to learn as they learn. Wow, it's very great, huh? People learn to learn as they learn. Meaning, learning involves making meaning. When learners learn, they make meaning to other related ideas within the pattern. Remember, we all sometimes made a mistake, but that mistakes could help us to learn. That is why people learn to learn as they learn. The fourth one is learning is a social activity. One of the factors or one of the principles of constructivist theory is all about the social interaction or social activity. We are not only, for you students, you're not only learning by your own, but you need also to interact with others, especially to your classmates and your teachers. Okay? Next one is learning is not instantaneous, meaning it's learning is not as straightforward. Maybe there is some geniuses that they can learn in that particular time, but somehow learning takes time. Okay, we need to consider time. Time should be given in this context because in order for us to ponder what was the experiences, in order for us to construct the new knowledge. Okay, class. The next one is construction of meaning is cognitive. In this context, learning activities and hands-on experience should be supplemented with cognitive activities to make reflections. This principle, the cognitive should be applied. Much better that students are hands-on in order for them to reflect. Next one is learning is contextual. In this, learning should be beyond theories and concept, but in the relationship of ideas to the things, the learner's knowledge and beliefs and lives. Next is motivation is a key component. This is last principle, but I guess it's one of the most important principles under this constructivist theory because we all need a motivation, especially you, a student. As motivation drives learners to succeed, it should be understood that learners may be motivated once they know that their new knowledge is useful. Meaning, we as a teacher, we need to motivate you in order for you to know, to appreciate that your existing or your knowledge is very useful. Okay, class? So these are the principles of constructivist theory according to Hayne. As I told you lately, that I am going to give a statement and you need to identify whether it's factual or not. Okay, the first statement is learning is a constant thing that changes over time. Is it factual or not? Okay, very good. It is factual. And why? Yes, exactly. Learning is a constant thing that changes over time. Every day we learn, and that is why it changes over time. The next statement is, in constructivist theory, learning is transmitted and not constructed. Is it factual or not? Okay, very good. It is not because yes, exactly. In constructivist theory, learning is constructed and not transmitted. Now, the last question is, people learn to learn as they learn. Factual or not? Yes, very good. It is factual because why? Yes, it is one of the principles of constructivist theory. People learn to learn as they learn. Now, to clearly visualize and apply the constructivist perspectives in our learning environment, I want you to listen, and because I will going to differentiate a traditional classroom and a constructivist classroom. In traditional classroom, class, the curriculum starts with the parts of a whole by emphasizing the basic skills. Unlike in constructivist classroom, the curriculum looks into the whole first and then proceed to understanding its parts. Next is in traditional classroom, its adherence to the curriculum is strictly observed. Unlike in constructivist classroom, the learner's questions and interests are pursued. Now, in traditional classroom, textbooks and workbooks are the main materials, while in constructivist classrooms, it is the primary sources and manipulative materials, such as the different forms of technology and many. In traditional classroom again, the learners learn through repetition, while in constructivist classroom, the learners interact as they build ideas based on what they know. In traditional classroom again, the teachers give information for the learners to receive. Unlike in constructivist classroom class, the teachers converse with their learners from them to construct knowledge. Always remember this class, Hannah. When you are going to talk about the constructivist learning environment, it's always about constructing knowledge. The students are independent, or not independent, but they are the one who construct knowledge for them to learn. Next is teachers directs the class. Unlike in constructivist, the teacher's role is negotiated and interactive. Next is in traditional classroom, the assessment is testing with correct answers. But in constructivist classroom, assessment includes process based on learners' works, observations, and points of view. So as you can observe in traditional classroom, we are given answer keys for us to check if our answers are correct. But here in constructivist theory, since we are the one who construct our knowledge for us to learn, we are the one who assess the process. For example, we are making reflections. By that, the reflection was based on our experiences, right? Okay, the next is in traditional classroom, knowledge is viewed to be inert, but in constructivist, knowledge is viewed as dynamic and changing. Next is in traditional classroom, learners work alone, while in constructivist classroom, learners work collaboratively. Lastly, in traditional classroom, teachers give an information for the learners to receive. While in constructivist classroom class, the teachers converse with their learners for them to construct knowledge. Okay? Now, as a teacher, we also have a roles we need to follow as a guide or a step in order for us to achieve the constructivist classroom. Now, what are these roles? The first role of a teacher is a teacher can be an expert learner, meaning we are the one who will guide you in order for you to, for example, you're going to ask us a questions, or you need to articulate understanding, and of course, you need to make a self-reflection. Of course, we as a teacher, we need to be an expert because what if you're going to ask us a different questions? Of course, we'll provide you accurate and appropriate answer. Next is teachers can be an organizer of an information of learners, meaning in this context, the teachers should reconnect to the previous lesson on what the students have learned in the previous topic. The third role of a teacher is teachers can be a designer of a learner-centered learning activities, meaning we are encouraged to do or to implement such activities that will assist or engage your cognitive understanding, for example, asking own questions, carrying out experiments, and making conclusions. The last role of a teacher is teachers can be a mentor and coach. Of course, it's very blatant, crucial role of a teacher that we are going to coach, guide you, teach you in order for you to sustain your knowledge. Okay, class, so since we are done with our discussion, I want you to do this activity. In a 1/2 sheet of paper, I want you to make a Venn diagram comparing and contrasting about the traditional classroom and constructivist classroom. I will only give you 10 minutes, class, to answer this activity. Okay, time is up. Class, kindly pass your papers in front. I want you to get another 1/4 sheet of paper and I want you to answer this assessment. Okay, time is up. And now for your assignment, class, I want you to make an essay about this question. What do you prefer, a traditional classroom or a constructivist classroom, and why? I will give you the rubrics later, but for this time, I want you to copy the question. Okay. I guess that would be all and I'll see you next meeting. Thank you, class, and goodbye.